After the American Civil War, which lasted from April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in South Carolina, to April 9, 1865, when General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox. A period historians name the Reconstruction period ensued, from 1865 to 1877. During this time, and long after it, racial tensions in the Southern Confederate States was rife with animosity and violence. Two such victims of the Democratic Ku Klux Klan happened on March 31, 1870, ending the lives of two prominent politicians and activists. One was Alexander Boyd, a white Republican, and around 11:30 that night, approximately 30 masked men in white sheets identified as members of the Ku Klux Klan descended upon his hotel, demanding where Alexander Boyd was staying. Boyd resisted, and a short gunfight could be heard ending with Boyd being shot and killed. The motive for his killing is presumed prosecuting suits filed by freedmen against white planters, a brutal act designed to intimidate Republicans, black and white. The violence of that night did not end there. James Martin, a prominent black Republican from Union, Alabama, was shot near his home in Union, Alabama, a distance of about 11 miles from Eutaw. Reports of the Thursday night's murders brought several hundred armed freedmen into Eutaw on Saturday, April 2nd, calling for retaliation against the rioters. One member of the mob spoke for all when he said, "Local Confederates have never surrendered yet, and the only way to stop them is to burn them out." A few days later, a store owned by a prominent white Democrat was burned to the ground, and several barns were reportedly torched over the next month. Then in the fall of 1870, two black politicians were killed in Greene County, and a riot commenced in Eutaw's town square, where 4 blacks were killed, which became known as the Eutaw Riot, leaving a bloody stain on human history. It is important to remember that while black lynching was more numerous during these times, they weren't the only groups targeted. Many Irish, Latino, and Jewish lives were lost by lynching due to prejudice, beliefs in the American South during the Reconstruction period, along with so-called white Republicans like Alexander Boyd. These acts against all are still ingrained in 21's century minds as a painful reminder